We're going to go to your calls coming up. There's a lot to talk about, and I'm going to cover a smattering of important news here with luke-Rudkowski joining us today. Luke, it is so good to have you here in studio in Austin, Texas.
Thanks for having me. It's beautiful here. You have a great staff. I want to thank everybody here. Amazing guys working with you, and it's an honor and a pleasure being here.
You couldn't go out to eat with us last night because you were hanging out with a lady friend here in Austin.
No comment.
You may get arrested for being heterosexual nowadays.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me now. Yeah. What's going on?
You're some kind of thought criminal, pal. Oh, boy. All right, Luke, enough of me. You know, I'll talk forever. What is foremost on your mind right now?
I mean, news is breaking all day. I mean, just right now I got notice from Adam Kokesh that his charges were dropped for dancing at the Jefferson Memorial. I was out there in New York City during the Occupy Wall Street event, and I'm telling you, it was an amazing sight seeing hundreds of people come together from all walks, from different spectrums, coming together because they're sick and tired of what's happening in this world.
Yeah, I'm glad you were here on that. Give us a report on that, because we know there were now arrests yesterday, and they blocked that area of Wall Street, so you couldn't even get in there. This is like Tiananmen Square.
It's ridiculous what's happening, and that's why Yahoo is even censoring emails with people who are sending out the OccupyWallStreet.org email and sending out information about what's happening down there. And it's pretty ridiculous. I mean, there's hundreds of people. There was more cops than protesters, though. Cops blocked off all of Wall Street.
But see how you just glazed over that. We've gotten conditioned now where we're in San Francisco. They admit they turned off the cell phones because of a peaceful protest.
Yep.
Now, I mean, this is what they do in third world dictatorships.
Yep.
Can't send that email saying protest in America. Can't have a cell phone during a protest. I mean, they're really getting ready for collapse.
Yeah. And police blocked off all of Wall Street. Nobody could even walk near Wall Street. They blocked off blocks of areas, and the police were following protesters everywhere they went. They finally found one square. And what's really beautiful about this is we have, you know, socialists, communists, with Ron Paulers, with End of Fetters, with first responders, with Not 11 Truthers all together.
That's what scares the globalists.
Exactly. And that's why, you know, that's why there's so much censorship. That's why it's such an important thing that I was there, because Lupe Fiasco was there, Roseanne Barr was there. We got interviews with them on our YouTube channel, and it's amazing seeing all these people from all these spectrums sitting together, breaking bread and having conversations with each other about where do we go from here, what's going to happen in the future, what are we going to do.
Well, yeah, whether you're a hardcore libertarian bordering on anarchy like I am, or the socialist Ed Asner, they agree you got to go after the banksters, the Federal Reserve. It's the problem. Yeah. And they don't like that. They want Republican, Democrat fighting. They want to be able to burn the puppet Obama at the stake politically. I won't cry about that, but not if it's a political diversion. Yeah. They don't want us looking up at the real power structure, because once that happens, it's game over.
Exactly. And
once you find the sleeping place of the vampire, it's over.
Yeah. And it's amazing seeing these people put their lives on the line, being beat up by police officers, sleeping out there, eating out there, living out there, just because they have nothing else to do. Protests don't work. So now they're moving to a new system that worked in Egypt, that worked in Spain, that worked in Greece, where people are just coming into the main squares and saying, look, enough is enough. We have no jobs. We have no economic opportunities growing up. So,
but in Greece, they're able to get in the square, not in America.
Yeah, they blocked off one little square with police officers encircling them in New York City. And right now, just yesterday, they beat up people because they put up a tarp over video camera equipment. They have a live feed going, and they set up a tarp over the video equipment. When it was raining, the cops came in, literally just beat up people, dragged people, threw people all over.
Well, we got footage of you where they walk up and say, we're going to put you in jail for terrorism for the camera.
Yeah, it's pretty
You say, ridiculous. But officer, that's not true. And they say, we're going to put you in jail.
Yeah, right on camera.
That's America.
Yeah, but we have to fight back. And
I mean, so criminal. I keep going back to this. They do it on camera now.
Yeah, we have to understand we have a lot more authority now than we ever did before. That video camera, you could show the world the truth in just one glimpse and like one little quick video. And it's such an amazing power we have. And we could fight this. I mean, in Spain, when I covered these same exact protests, police officers came and beat up people. There was blood in the streets. Bones were broken. Like huge batons were used against women, children, old people were battered in the streets in Spain.
And that's the government has hired criminals.
But then this is the beautiful thing that happened. The videos came out online, and the whole city of Barcelona came out. I'm talking about almost 1 million people in the streets of Barcelona. And I came out there as soon as I heard all the news that was happening.
It's like the footage of the UN troops raping little kids has come out in Haiti.
Yep.
That's right. We're going to show who you are. We're going to use your big brother tool against you.
But this is what happened. 1 million people came out on the street saying enough is enough. We stand with these people. We are the people. We had enough of that 1% screwing everybody over. And the next day, when everybody left, and there were still people sleeping there wasn't police officer in sight. And when I came there and when I was documenting everything, I never even saw a police officer there. They were afraid. They backed up. It backfired.
Yeah, but what kind of cop wants to beat women? I've seen the footage of them beating women, pepper spraying babies' faces, and the mother says, "Why'd you do that?" And they say, "You bleeper, don't take a kid to a protest."
Insecure, angry, fearful people. And I think the main problem we face in our society is the fear. I mean, police officers sadly have to deal with the worst in our community, and they fear everybody. They're afraid of people because they see the worst in people. But we have to show them and show them respect, and that's what's happening also in Spain and in New York City right now, is saying, you're not the enemy. You're one of us. Your pensions are being screwed.
Some of the cops are nice that have had them come over, but man, in New York, a lot of the cops, they look like something out of a joke, out of a comic book of a corrupt cop.
Yeah.
Belly hanging out, hat on the back of their head, smoking cigarettes, cigars, going, you know the types
they're all insecure, and they feed on your fear. They want to intimidate you. But as soon as you look them in the eyes and you show them you're not afraid of them, they don't know what to do. They start stuttling, they start mumbling, they start freaking out. Because once you show them you're a human being and you look them in the eyes and you make that contact,
you also show them the authority.
Exactly. You show them that we're a human being. We could be your brother,
you're just a criminal in a monkey suit. That piece of badge doesn't mean jack crap, buddy. I come with the authority of common law and the republic.
Yeah, and we have rights within us. We just have to realize them and use them. We don't use them, they're going to go away. And they're going away because everybody's happy with just being patted down at a football game right now. But we're trying to change that, and it is changing. And I see beautiful things coming ahead.
And Luke, we told people that was coming. And it's total TSA takeover. Man.
Yeah, it's going to get worse and worse and worse until we stand up, until we do something. And I do believe in positivity. I do believe we could get a lot of good things.
I agree. We're going to win. Listen, we're winning on Gardasil is now the big issue, the Fed, but so many people that really wake up at first think we're doomed.
Yeah.
They don't understand. It's got to get bad before it gets good.
There's a lot of depression. There's a lot of, again, fear because you're afraid of what's going to happen. People are paranoid. But once we get rid of that, once we lose all that negativity.
You just got to commit.
Anything could happen. Nothing is impossible. And that's what Roseanne Barr told me. We are winning. And I told her, we just have to realize that, and we will be winning. And it's all in our hands. It's right in front of us.
Well, that's why they're getting ready to throw Obama to the wolves.
Yeah, we have the true potential within ourselves to do anything in this world, and it's us just believing it. It's us going out there and doing it. I mean, that's what made me start We Are Change, is the idea of being the change we want in this world.
We got to get some headphones. We're going to take some calls. And a bunch of other issues with Luke-Rudkowski of We Are Change, GCNlive.com. Yeah, taking on the New World Order, Luke-Rudkowski here with us in studio. And there he is, willing to go for broke in The Running Man, the #1 television show in the whole wide world. And who loves you and who do you love? The Running Man, brought to you by the Department of Justice. You know, it's incredible that everything in that movie is now coming true. Telescreens, big sis messages on coffee cups. I mean, it's like they've gone and gotten the worst comic book of a police state, complete with a weird, lady that looks like a man up there, and they're clearly are the terrorists, and it's coming out, the government's bringing in the drugs, confirmed, and the government's bringing the guns out. I mean, how can people not believe in false flag terror with all the stuff they've seen, Luke?
I mean, it's impossible. I mean, we try to dumb it down to them as much as we can. We have not only all these celebrities calling for it, but family members, rescue workers, survivors. And then we go up to the people who are supposed to investigate it, like Thomas Keane and Lee Hamilton. And every time we ask them a question, they either lie to our face or they run away like little cowards. And that's what we've been proving to people. Simple questions about Philip Zelikow writing the outline before the commission was even started, a Bush insider. It was a total cover-up. We don't know the whole truth behind 9/11, and we deserve to know it because it's still affecting us today. This is why we still have the pat-downs. This is why we have the TSA groping everybody, and it's the key to getting freedom and liberation for all of us.
And 10 years later, exactly, 10 years later, things aren't getting less police state. They're getting more and fast. Luke, do you agree with me that they're clearly building up and prepping everybody for a new staged terror attack?
I mean, that's why it's so important to expose 9/11. The more we expose 9/11, the less likelihood of another terrorist attack that's going to happen.
And they're mad. Their little favorite tool is in trouble.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they've been using it throughout history. But now, because of the internet, we're able to expose it. We're able to show people what really happened in history and showing a true side of the story from the survivors, from the rescue workers, from real people who are involved in it, instead of the people who just write the history books. And we're changing that right now, and it's a beautiful time to be alive, and we can do anything, man. It's insane.
Well, you probably didn't see the nightly news last night, but we had Kurt Haskell on with breaking news. He's been going to the underwear Christmas Day Muttalib bomber events, and he says Muttalib has been threatened or tortured. He won't let his lawyers defend him. he's talked to the lawyers he fired and the new standby lawyers. They're like, no, we know it's government setup.
Oh, yeah, no surprise. Look what happens with the 9/11 Commission, all based on torture that the CIA destroyed all the tapes afterwards. So the whole 9/11 Commission, the whole investigation is based on torture evidence that nobody has even ever seen and is already destroyed.
And I mean, who knows if they even said it under torture?
Yeah. It makes no sense. It's their word, and we have to believe them, supposedly, but that it can't stick up anymore, man.
Well, what about this new hoax where they're saying 9/11 truth is dead? I've been seeing this one. All I see is it's like we won, everybody's kind of moving on.
Yeah.
I mean, I see the opposite.
I mean, we've woken up a lot of people together with the movies you put out, and what we've been trying to do, we've been trying to reach as many people as we can, and we're reaching more and more and more people every single day.
And for people that don't know, you've confronted hundreds and hundreds of globalists with just real questions and made the news over and over again.
Globalists, people involved in 9/11, confronting the lies of 9/11, like Giuliani and Joe Biden. I mean, it's so obvious. The journalists are not doing their job. We're doing it for them. And when we go up with questions about 9/11 truth, these people like Larry Silverstein pretty much are inviting conspiracy theories by not answering any of the questions and looking guilty as you could just from a simple question. Just it's so perplexed how they could just get away with it. It's out there for everybody to see.
Well, you commit a crime so big that it threatens to bring down the entire structure. That's how they do this.
Yeah, and you see it in their faces as soon as we ask them a question about 9/11 truth, or we ask them about their involvement in the 9/11 events. You see their face turn white, you see them stumble, you see them shaking, and you see them running away. I mean, when I talked to Hamilton, he was shaking. The guy was literally shaking.
No, I've seen the videos with a lot of these guys. You come up, they're not shaking. You ask the question and it starts.
Yeah. You got the jittery going on. You got them running away. I mean, I can't even tell you how many times, it's just absurd things happen. I try to be polite. I try to look them in the eyes, shake their hands, and as soon as I ask them the question, security grabs me by 2 arms and drags me out the event. I mean, it's just a question. If we're wrong, tell us we're wrong. Prove it to us. But they haven't done that at all. All they want to do is run away.
You're like 6 of the 10 have said it's a fraud and criminal cover-up, and we'd like to know about this document and that document. How did the passports survive? Why were U.S. troops standing by to invade Afghanistan the days before? Why did all this happen? And then they just totally freak out. Or what about the bin Laden thing, Luke?
Oh, yeah, that's totally absurd. I mean, I was there when the news broke outside the White House, and people were celebrating because they thought it was Saddam Hussein. I mean, that's how dumbed down the public is.
That's right. You shot that video with them going, we killed Saddam.
Yeah.
They don't even know it's a brown guy. He's dead.
Yeah, just a brown guy. I mean, that's...
And it was liberals out there going, I'm feeling good for America right now.
And it's because of our ignorance and compliance that they're getting away with this, and that's what we're trying to show. It's the education of the people that could really change things in this world, and that's what we're trying to do here, and you're doing an excellent job at it, man.
Well, they invest their identity in Obama, and so finally he's got to win. Finally something good's happening. Finally, this is so exciting. We're going to go to break and come right back with Luke Rudkowski, our guest, and your phone calls and a smattering of key news. Stay with us.